I knew Daniel when he was just an infant. He spent a lot of his beginning years in the NICU here at Children's.
Numerous trips were made to Children's Colorado in hopes to seek help for this little guy. He was accepted and seen by pulmonary and ENT for his lung status and airway needs. Orthopedic visits were made for his bone dysplasia and club feet. Ophthalmology followed him for eyes that could go blind, and audiology tested for hearing needs.
That must have been a month old. He had really bad foot deformities, we call club foot deformities, that needed casting.
He would start to associate Dr. Erickson with the castings, and so every time Dr. Erickson would walk into the room, he'd start to cry.
He even saw me start screaming with his trach and everything because I casted him. And it hurt, I'm sure. And then we got his feet better positioned, but not what we wanted to have for him to be upright and walking on them. Once it became evident that he was going to be up and moving, we did some surgery on his feet to help finish the deal, if you will, to get his foot flat to the ground on both sides. And as he's grown, some of his dysplasia issues that he has, which is abnormal bone development, has created some significant angular deformities in his legs. And so more recently, we did a growth plate tethering procedure where we're trying to tether the growth on the inside so the outside can grow and hopefully straighten with time, which is challenging for him because his height velocity or growth velocity is, as a result of his stature and his dysplasia, is not normal pace. But again, it's Daniel, so he just does his thing and woos the crowd, and at the end you wonder who's seeing who.
I think a lot has to do with Donna coming into his life. Daniel had a tough start, and I think she took him and has just given him a lot of these opportunities to do a lot of things. But Daniel also makes the best out of every situation. I think that's one of the things that makes him special.
I was Daniel's private duty nurse in a foster home as he was placed in foster care as a newborn. It was love the moment I laid eyes on him. And he touched me so deeply that he became my son. When I first met Daniel when he was 9 months old, he wasn't expected to live and his needs were great. He lay in bed and was unable to move any part of his body except his left arm and hand. In the one hand he could use, he held a pacifier, his friend. His skin was a fragile, translucent blue color, and with rapid, shallow respirations, he struggled to survive.
He's focused on what he can do, and he lets others deal with what they don't think he can do. In fact, takes it as a little bit of a challenge to sort of say, oh, well, maybe I can. I'll go check it out.
Everyone kind of, crowds around Daniel's room when he's here because everyone wants to see him. Dr. Erickson calls him our superstar.
I mean, there literally will be 20 people there when he comes in for a routine visit, just to say hi, see what he's doing, walk him around the crowd, and he comes into the workroom where we're working on computers, and now he's an iPad guy, so he's got his technology with him, and just lights up the world.
It's patients like Daniel who really do keep you going. Sometimes every day you can kind of get stuck in the system of things and, things aren't working right, but then you see Daniel and you're like, oh yeah, that's why I do this.
It's my pleasure and luxury to take out the time to talk about Daniel and Donna. They're two incredible people that I feel extremely fortunate to have gotten to know. Anyone in my position, I think, would do that after you get to know Daniel. It's an easy explanation, and after you meet him today, my guess is you'll leave here understanding very clearly why that's true. To the donors who I'm not there to be able to thank you in person, we are in endless debt of gratitude to be able to do things we otherwise wouldn't be able to do without the help of people like yourselves. Outside your conference room, there's a wall of endowed chairs that I have the luxury of being able to hold one at the current time that allows things to happen, research, education, and clinically that we otherwise couldn't do, to investigate if we can't find solutions to cure people like Daniel. We can find ways to maximize, as he's going to do, what he can do. And that is such a unique opportunity that is a direct result of you, the donors, and we can't thank you enough for everything you've done.